The universe is testing you. What? Come on now. Do I even need to ask you guys where you think that this needs to go? Probably not. But if you want to hear what I think about coaches telling people that the universe is testing them, well, then you gotta stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to an exciting episode of QTBT, as in Quit Tripping Balls Thursday. My name is Flossie, and I'm like the funniest, wittiest mindset coach, as well as your OG Hype You Up Rampage Queen here on YouTube. If you would like one-on-one coaching with me, just check out the links in the description box below. And hey, if you want to be part of my dope VIP group that I have with Nikki, where we have challenges and we go live and talk to you guys and answer questions, then feel free to join. There is actually an exclusive SP meditation for this month's SP challenge that is part of what is going on in the membership. But anyway, without further ado, I just want to really get to the topic of this video. So if you don't know, I do have a series that I've started that is Quit Tripping Balls Thursday, and it's basically to discuss topics that is either myth busting or ridiculousness within the manifestation community that's absolute baloney that's got to go. That's what the majority of the videos have been about so far. And on one of my videos of Let's Get Off the Stupidity Train, where I discussed how coaches are telling people that you need to experience an abusive relationship in order to know what a healthy relationship one is, or in order to manifest a healthy relationship, which I can link that here if you'd like. One of my subscribers, Ann R817, talks about a coach, which I won't say their name here on the video, but it is listed in the comment, where this person talks about the universe is testing you. The universe is preparing you for something better. I guess this individual discusses some type of stupid portal, and they refer to what they teach as the law of vibration. Interestingly and shockingly, this person has 2 million subscribers on YouTube, and according to Anne, and I quote, "I wasted a fucking half of my year of 2022 for his contents before luckily finding out Sammy's channel, as in Sammy Ingram of Sammy's Mermaid Gang, whom I'm a coach for, and then Flossie, aka me, and Nikki, one of Sammy's other coaches." And it's just like, she felt like what was being discussed was a bunch of BS. And then one of my most favorite subscribers, Siobhan Martin, who is often commenting on my videos and been following me for what seems like forever, she was saying, "God, I love how you addressed this. Thank you so much, Flossie." And she talks about the coach who spewed the previous BS in the video. And I guess that coach also says, she tells you that you will be tested to see if you can hold your desire. Okay. So there are people who talk about this philosophy, this theory that the universe is testing you. And quite often it either testing you to see if you are good enough for your manifestation, or testing you to see if you want it bad enough. So in case you didn't hear what I just said, let's back that up. There are idiots who claim to be coaches who probably couldn't manifest their way out of a paper bag consciously, that tell people that when you're manifesting, you are going to be tested by this entity outside of you that's known as the universe to see whether you deserve your manifestation or whether you truly want it. You're going to be tested to see if you will continue to hold your path or whatever. I mean, there's all different ways that I've heard coaches discuss this before, and it is just one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. And if they actually fucking understood the law of assumption, they wouldn't even teach this shit to begin with. It is literally because they are too idiotic to understand how manifestation even works that this shit comes out of their mouth. And let me explain. So And you can feel free to watch my video that I'm going to link here, where I talk about, guess what? Everything is your assumption. It all boils down to your assumption. It just literally all boils down to everything is manifestation. Facts. You can literally talk about anything and be like, it's all based on your assumptions. It's because it's your assumption. There are people who, while probably trying to learn how to manifest, ended up having an experience where they were probably having a ton of hot and cold behavior, or maybe their 3D reality just seemed to blow up and they were experiencing a ton of the opposite. And instead of truly understanding what manifestation is, which is, your dominant thought is what you're going to experience. And quite often when people are experiencing the literal opposite, it is not unusual that is because their old story is like either playing out, or they're having like a quote unquote purge or transition, which is just another way to say they're just having a bunch of the old thoughts and assumptions just play out, or their mental diet is so terrible and they're hot and cold themselves on what they, they're confused about what they want. So they're having mirrored back to them, reflected back to them, their own inconsistencies, or, their own personal wavering. And they don't understand that that's actually what is happening. Or it's, or it could also be like that they're manifesting partial manifestations. And it's not like a thing of, the universe is testing you, or the universe is preparing you, or like seeing, if you will continue to push through your manifestation. It's like people are getting a partial manifestation, aka a birds before land. And because they don't understand how manifestation works, they're like, the universe is testing me to see if I really want my manifestation. No. Where do you people come up with this shit? I am telling you. I've just worked 13 hours today, and I decided to make a video just because actually the Quit Tripping Balls Thursday videos amuse me. And, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'm not here for beauty, I'm here for you. I have worked 13 hours and I still want to come and make a video to call these idiots out on the carpet, because I'm telling you, not only can probably the majority of these not consciously, purposely manifest their way out of a paper bag, but it's like they just like to hear themselves talk. I'm not here to make a video just because I like to hear the words coming the F out of my mouth. It's because I want to relay knowledge and information to you guys that you guys can actually use. I've had people repeatedly tell me that I'm one of the, as far as the coaches out there, one of the ones that's most relatable and easy to understand, makes it simple, cuts out the BS, doesn't limit you guys, doesn't tell you guys a bunch of stuff that's going to have you create assumptions that don't work for you, that I lay it all out on the line, and it's simple, easy to understand, and the way that I explain stuff is fucking relatable. I think that there's a bunch of people out there that literally just like the sound of their own voice and want to hear themselves speak. Because if they truly understood that everything that they experience is literally just boils down to their assumption, they would understand that the universe is not actually testing them, that it only appears that way because that is the assumption that they've been creating for themselves. If you have the assumption that the universe is testing you, and that if you want something, you will be tested and you will be put through a series of like miserable events to see if you can continue to persist, or you will have all these things happen to you so that you can try to determine if you're actually worthy of it, or the universe is trying to determine if you're worthy of it to see if you can stand the test of time. No, that is just an assumption, and there's a handful of idiots that created that assumption by mere deduction. That's one of the ways that we form assumptions. When we take a bunch of information and we process that information through our brains, which are essentially supercomputers, we will come to a conclusion. We will form a deduction. We will, come up with a theory as to why whatever that is true. And then it will make sense to our brain. We will start to form the assumption that, yes, this is how this works. And then guess what? We create that assumption, and then that's what we have reflected back to us time and time again, because our 3D reality is totally, completely made up of our dominant thoughts and assumptions about every topic, including how we fucking manifest, how manifestation works. So if you form some stupid ass assumptions because you don't understand that while you're affirming and persisting and your 3D reality is conforming, that it might not immediately conform all the way immediately, that there might be a partial manifestation, or there might be some old story playing out, or you might have some different assumptions about what it is that you're manifesting, and so you're just experiencing that differently. And if you continue to affirm and persist, which is the basis of what the mermaid gang coaches tell you, if you continue to affirm and persist, have your repetition of thought and persist in that until your 3D reality conforms, guess what? Your 3D reality is going to conform. It's not that the universe is testing you. There are sometimes things that people manifest, they get like this. It's like practically instant. We don't have to have our manifestations unfold in an unpleasant way. We are not tested, period. We just have different assumptions about our manifestations and how they're going to unfold. And, our manifestations often unfold in a way that makes logical sense to us. That's just one of the ways that things work. Everything is based on the assumptions that we hold. If you haven't watched my latest Spill the Tea Tuesday video, which I can link here, I would go check it out because I explain very basically how you are the writer, actor, and director of your own ongoing play. And everything that you're experiencing is in this script that you create based on your dominant thoughts and assumptions. Everyone gets a script, including you. And that also includes how you manifest and how manifestation works for you. And so, if you've formed the assumption through deduction or because some coach is blithering, spewing ridiculous shit because they like the sound of their own voice, that you must be tested or that the universe tests you because, your worthiness or to see if you're going to endure or whatever label of bullshit that they put on it, guess what? That is how things will appear to you because you are forming that assumption that is how things work. There are these morons that just truly, I don't think at the end of the day, fully get how the law of assumption works. Your dominant thought and therefore assumption is what you experience. It doesn't matter what the topic is. It's literally what you experience. If you want to hold on to that the universe is testing you, guess what? It will always appear like the universe is testing you. And like I said, I think that philosophy just came about because people didn't understand birds before land, partial manifestations, how you can hold different assumptions, how, your 3D reality can conform, how the 3D reality is going to conform based on your assumptions, how your own wavering can have hot and cold behavior. There's people that I've known of that it seemed like their 3D reality totally exploded while they were manifesting something that they had a lot of resistance to. And you know what? It's because they had assumptions that didn't work for them about how manifestation worked and or how that manifestation was going to come in. They were just experiencing some of the assumptions that they held about the manifestation. There was no universe testing them. They didn't even think a universe was testing them. But people have come up with this philosophy, and then they're not doing anybody any favors. There's no universe testing you. You don't have to be tested by any universe. You don't have to prove your worthiness to anybody. You just change your dominant thought, and the 3D reality must conform. You don't even have to think that you're worthy of that manifestation. Will thinking that you're worthy of it help you? I think that it does. I think having a self-concept that is, I think having a good self-concept in relation to what you're manifesting can be very helpful. Because there's some people who have a great self-concept, but they don't have one in relation to what they're manifesting. At the end of the day, I could think that I was the ugliest bitch on the face of this planet, but if my assumption is that my SP's madly in love with me no matter what, that they find me attractive no matter what, that's what I'm going to experience, even if I think I'm ugly as fuck and I think that everybody but my SP thinks I'm an ugly-ass bitch. Some people might be like, oh, your self-concept is in the toilet, but I still got my SP, right? Or I still got my money or my manifestation. So, one assumption does not necessarily dependent on the other. You can have one manifestation while you're manifesting something else. I can manifest a BMW and I can manifest a Mercedes at the same time. It doesn't conflict. I can, someone can manifest the mindset that they're unattractive while also having the mindset and assumption that their SP loves them no matter what and thinks that they're sexy no matter what. Those are just hardcore facts. We see that stuff every day. I mean, all you have to do is literally go to Disneyland and you'll see that there is someone for everyone. And you will see couples that will shock you. And those are just facts. So obviously there's some assumptions going on somewhere about those relationships as far as what they're, what is being experienced. So anyway, I'm not trying to digress too much because, it's almost 11 o'clock at night and I feel like I've been up forever. But the whole concept that the universe is testing you, it's fucking trash. The whole concept that, you have to prove that you're worthy or you have to prove that you're deserving of your manifestation because this universe is testing you is just more what? Trash. It's absolute trash. You can affirm, you can persist, and you can just get your shiznits. You don't have to pass any universal test because you know what? To me, there is no universe. You are God essence here having a human experience that's connected to the God, or you are higher consciousness having an experience that is connected to all the consciousness that is. I mean, you can use the term universe, but the universe is not outside of you. The universe is connected directly to you. It's not an entity that's separate from you that decides on a whim, if or when you can have your manifestation and that you have to go through some ridiculous hurdles and tests in order to get it. No, it can literally be you affirm, persist, and you get it. I've had clients manifest 6 figures amount of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, tons of money, SPs, careers, and they weren't sitting here thinking that the universe had to test them or that they had to pass all these things with flying colors before they could get their shit. No, they just chose to affirm and persist and create a different dominant thought, rewrote their script so that the 3D reality could just, conform. Facts. So when you hear people blithering about the universe is testing you, it's got to go in the garbage can. Facts. There is no universe that's testing you. There's no universe that's trying to determine whether you're worthy and deserving enough of your manifestation or thinking that, you're only going to get what you want if you can prove that you'll jump through 5,000 hoops and stay focused on what you want no matter what. No. I mean, I don't think I can say it any clearer. Just like my subscriber said, it's full of bullshit. I agree. Full of bullshit. So much so that I will even, when I do the editing, play this exciting sound of how much that I think it's bullshit. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any videos ideas for Quit Tripping Balls Thursday where you want to hear me debunk some myth about manifestation or some baloney that you've heard come out of some guru or coach's mouth that is limiting, ridiculous, and impacting the manifestation community, drop that below because I love to rip this shit to shreds because I think it needs to be done. We have just got to get rid of the myths that are trying to come into law of assumption from these people who literally probably couldn't consciously manifest their way out of a paper bag, that just like the sound of their own voice, that literally bring nothing of value to the manifestation community. It's just got to, let's just put it right here. Put those video ideas below. And of course, as usual, I'm going to talk to you later. Bye.